So if I was to set up a reality, what would it be like? See if this sounds a little familiar to you, okay? If I was to set up a reality, I would set it up to where there was other people. There was a lot of stories about this place. No matter where you went and where you were, you could not escape religion or science, no matter where you went. And both, there's different religions, a lot of different scientific theories. They all basically tell you the same thing. But you have to see that. I would set up a reality in such a way to where there was a safety net and you were well taken care of every step of the way. The only issue is you would run a second programming in your mind, looking at things completely different than real reality. It's where you tell yourself stories. It's called a mind game. You tell yourself stories about yourself. You tell yourself stories about reality. You pick what you believe. You choose what you believe. You then carefully construct this fantasy. And it seems so real to you. And then eventually, because it's the way it works every time, because it's detailed out to the most minute detail, you will snap out of it and realize what has been going on the whole entire time. It's called, hey, you were telling yourself a story. Hey, the story you're telling does not meet the reality, dude. Do you understand? People misunderstand me, and that is completely fine. I said I was going out on a mission to prove that the narrative does not meet this reality, and I have successfully done that, because the narrative of this reality is it's a harsh and cold place. Everybody's out for themselves. Be prepared for the world. It's not a good place. That's the narrative here. And that's not reality. That's called you're watching the news, watching social media, spreading programming along, and eating it up. That's what that's called. This is why I do not speak to people about this shit anymore. I don't go in. I talk about Jesus and I talk about Christ, other than in Lucifer and God. But I do it in such a way people understand what I'm talking about. The rest of it, I do not even engage in conversation for the most part, because it's pointless and it's senseless. And these people have got all their information from other people online. And the funny thing about it is, if you Google the exact opposite of what the fuck you believe, you're going to get 10 things that's saying, oh, that's wrong. So get a mind of your own. Very important, very valuable. So there would be a grand finale to this reality. And by grand finale, I mean there's a beginning. This hasn't even begun yet, dude. You can call this the intro, the prelude. You can call this the fucking beat or bass is about to drop. And you can call this I Tried to Tell You. You can call this Welcome Home. I don't care what you call this. But this is what it is. Now, again, this is the simplest I can put this. This is all set off by entertainment, by programming. You cannot escape it, dude. Do you understand that? You couldn't have escaped this. School, boom, it's set. Church, boom, it's set. The family you're in, the culture you're in, the society you're in, where you're born at, it does not matter. You can't escape it. Programming. Now, this sets in place a lot of assumptions and judgments, and then you have that secondary lens looking at things the wrong way, not realizing the safety net right in front of you and the fact you're very well taken care of. Very well taken care of. So, but there is two things that I have said was a trap in the past that I'm coming back here and saying it's no longer a trap. If you see it the correct way. One, growing up, I said never grow up, it's a trap. Yeah, the trap is never growing up. What are you going to do? Stay the same? You're going to stay the same? I don't know about you guys, but me, I didn't want to stay the same. Some of the things I was doing, I didn't mind doing in moderation, but I didn't want to stay the same. I made excuses. I played the victim. I had a chip on my shoulder. I indulged in too much shit. Most people said I was crazy for thinking that, and it was just little shit, but it does not matter to me. It was big. I indulged too much. So, was not the greatest person, was not the greatest parent, was not the greatest son, was not the greatest husband. Again, never done anything horrible. I tell people this and they think I'm crazy, but to me, it was not good. So not growing up is the trap. Peter Pan's the fucking trap. Another thing I said was a trap that absolutely is not a trap. Christianity. More specifically, Christ himself, or itself, or whatever. Well, Christianity, there's traps in, obviously. But there's not traps in it if you just listen to what Jesus said, or Christ said. I don't care what you call him. Don't care what you think about him or worship him or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just listen to what the guy said. You're good. So at the end of the day, you are telling yourself a story. At the end of the day, you are playing a mind game in your head based off assumptions and judgments. That's why I have proclaimed for 4 years to be exact, stay in the moment, look at this with a fresh set of eyes, and fucking trust. Now, while you're staying in the moment and trusting, you have to start loving yourself and doing unto others, dealing with some shit. But that's the way to do it, okay? That's the simplest way to do it. And if you want to introduce psychedelics, whatever, they help. If you do not get attached to them. If you think you need them for something, you're attached to them. If you're attached to them, they're not serving a purpose. The purpose is done been served, and you need to realize it and let it the fuck go. Because this is the thing about psychedelics. They show you some things, they tell you some things, they help you heal. And then after a certain point, they're like, you need to go. Some people get that message and do not understand it. Unfortunately. So. I was going to say something else too, and I think I forgot it. The biggest thing you're going to discover when you discover this, which is you're literally telling yourself a story based off assumptions and judgments. Your entire nervous system is fucking wrecked due to the stories you're telling yourself. Your state of mind is fucked due to the things you're overindulging in. Over is the correct term here. Overindulging in. So you got a cloudy state of mind. Your state of mind's fucked up. You're telling yourself crazy shit constantly. Nervous system's out of whack. And more than likely, you're not drinking enough water or sleeping correctly. So your circadian rhythm is fucked. 3 simple things, dude. Sounds simple. But, needless to say, love yourself, you heal. This is something else a lot of people say, and I'm going to end it with this for real. There's a lot of people that say they're favored by God. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think that people are aligned with God, and that's not favoritism. When you're connected and aligned with God, things seem to work out a lot better for you because you're grateful, because you're appreciative, because you no longer walk around here with a hidden agenda, and you're not looking at yourself crazy, and you're not looking at this world like it's against you. So no, I do not think I'm favored by God. I think I'm aligned with God's purpose, and due to that, I'm connected with Him pretty deeply. That's all I'm going to say. So, this is Game of Formula Play Bluff. Me talking to you. Listen, I'm me talking to you, and this is what we do. We create illusions. We have an experience. We tell stories. We snap out of this storytelling BS, and then we turn it. Oh, let me end it with this, actually. I never finished how I would end this reality. You would snap out of it and realize what you were doing. And then, like I said, that grand finale would hit. But the grand finale is just the beginning of it. And you will see what that means very soon. Just like I told you, you'll see what time is very soon. I love you, though. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I hope you enjoyed the show.